And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons: The Lanwell Chronicles. As usual, I am. Why is this telling me it's setting a reminder when it should be live right now? Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Okay. Anyways, let's see who shall be doing the recap this time. I believe it was Ice last time?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1 will be Doc, 2 will be Quill, and 3 will be Crow. 3. Alright, Crow, looks like you're in charge of our recap.
Alright.
That wasn't a D6. That was just an exclamation 3.
Oh.
Or D3, I guess.
Nice.
If this chooses Quill, I will laugh so hard.
No!
Thank you, Ice. Alright, Quill, have fun.
Guess you won't be able to hear my dulcet tones of a recap. Just woke up from a nap. Okay.
I have notes, but they're only based on what Harold would know, so that's missing like half the session.
There was still a lot.
Alright, let me... Oh. Gosh dang it, Ice. Okay.
Do you not remember?
No, all I remember is that I was dreaming and then I was hearing a YouTuber narrating my dream because I was listening to YouTube in the background. Here, I'll start you up. Previously on the Lanwell Chronicles, our heroes down and well, it's not gonna be as nice as that, but okay, here we go. Okay, so Renyel, Eugene, and Sergey left Donsbury to head back home. Or, well, yeah, we'll call it home. And when they got to the lake on the way back home, they decided to make sure everything was safe, so Sergey went swimming and found a mystery dungeon at the bottom of the lake, which he did not go into. Spent the night near the lake, and then started heading back again. Ran into a what's it called? The spiky ball. The spiky ball, Togedemaru, who tried to swipe our stuff, but we caught on to him pretty fast, and we took back a badge which he had swiped from Finlay, so we let him go after that when we probably should have brought him back. And then we got back to town, Misty Gale's town, went back to the guild, returned the badge, and met Harold. And Harold had his little talk with the guild leaders and got the amazing privilege of rooming with Renyel. And they had a little talk before turning in for the night. And that's about as good as you're getting, so I hope that was good enough.
You forgot about the part where Renyel scared off the Chimchar.
Oh well.
And also was no fun with the Haunter.
Oh yeah, that happened too.
Jeez, Quill, you gotta remember what your character does, man.
I woke up from a nap like 10 minutes ago.
This is why I was glad that, you know, we moved the session time back, so I wasn't the one that was like just waking up before session.
We were the living dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent enough though. You'll get 4 luck points. They'll try and make it a bit more concise next time.
I make no promises.
There was also the Cobalt Imperial Liberation Society, so
Yeah.
It's funny, all these people like, oh, you should have said this and should have said that, but when it's their turn, they kind of forget everything too.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's how it
everyone
goes.
will have their time eventually. Anyways, so in your guilds, in your rooms, the night passes by fairly peacefully. Certain people did certain things off screen that I've already given them information on. And eventually, the morning sun arises, and as usual, though Harold, for you this is the first time, you all wake up to the feeling of an earthquake in the guild.
Oh, wow, you weren't kidding.
I told you.
And Reniel just kind of gets to his feet and mage hands the door open and I guess let's Harold go through first.
Yeah, sure. He kind of follows Reniel down to the dining hall.
Meanwhile, Sergey's gonna make sure that Eugene's getting up. Well,
Yeah.
it's been a while since we've had to wake up with this. Kind of missed. I will not say I missed this.
Can't they just wait 5 minutes?
Eugene.
I'm gonna grumble out of bed and go to the meeting spot.
Alright.
Yep.
So as you guys walk down to the meeting spot, most everyone is there except for, it seems today Madeline and Terador are not currently down eating, but you all go down and you all eat your breakfast. Maybe make some small talk and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys want to do any small talk or anything like that.
Not for me. I'm just probably gonna eat. Maybe shoot a glance or two at Reniel for no particular reason, but
Oh no.
not anything suspicious, just curiosity more.
Yes. Is he eating food with his salt again?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
His food is just mostly salt.
Yeah, so Harold, you see Reniel sit there and you see him pull out like 5 or 6 salt containers and just dip his bread in a bunch of salt and stuff like that.
Harold just kind of looks at him. Does Reniel have any water?
No.
Aren't you worried you're gonna dehydrate or something?
I eat like this all the time. I have yet to experience any adverse effects.
It's just this look like, what am I even seeing right now? And there's also a very healthy dose of concern.
We can assume the group is eating together. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they are in that case.
And
Sergey just
Reniel-
kind of
Go on.
comments aloud. Yeah, yes, he is quite the strange one, but you do get used to it eventually.
This is downright unhealthy, though.
Look, I don't know how to explain it.
I am not quite sure how to explain it either.
Harold just kind of gives like a little okay type shrug and goes back to eating.
And Reniel's gonna start brushing the salt that has gone astray from his food back into one of his salt containers so that he can use it again later.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lick the plate clean.
That's a good idea, but no. And once he finishes eating, he's going to say to Eugene,
Was there something you wanted to talk to me about, Eugene?
No, nothing at all.
if you say so. But if you decide to change your mind, you know where I am.
Yeah, I know where you are.
You likely
Right.
wish that was not the case, isn't that true?
So kind of like a straight. Eugene doesn't seem like weirded out. He seems more like, just very stoic, kind of glancing at you, and continues eating.
Okay.
This isn't about the pranks during their trip, was it?
No, it's nothing. Just something was on my mind. That's all. Let's just eat and do whatever task that's probably gonna get me killed that they're gonna order us to do.
That's the spirit.
Grim.
A subtle but dark look passes over Harold's face at this comment.
Alright, so you all continue eating, and as everyone's sort of finishing off, you see the guild leader, mostly Thornton, clears his throat in order to get everyone's attention. However, before he manages to say anything, the doors behind you all, specifically the right door behind you all, opens up. Just suddenly.
I look behind me.
As do I.
Reniel doesn't move at all.
Alright. For those of you look, you see an Alakazam walk in, and as he walks in, Thornton and Raven both sort of turn their attention to him, and he says, "Excuse me, I need to speak with you." And he's saying this to the two leaders.
Is this the same Alakazam as... Oh, no, wait, I don't think I ever met him.
No,
Never mind.
you haven't.
Yeah.
Raniel knows who he is, and Harold, you are also aware that is Shad. He is the one who runs the base in Ledrith. Anyways, the guild leaders both they all stare at each other for a moment, and Raven says, "Excuse us for a moment, you guys can just mingle with yourselves or something," before the three of them make their way upstairs.
This sounds rather serious.
So soon we put off announcements.
It is more that Shad would come here in person.
Is there another more a senior guild member in my proximity?
Rion's probably around you.
I'm gonna say to her, is it all right if I go to my room?
I suppose it's probably fine, yeah. You not feeling well?
I just forgot my my tools.
Oh. Alright. Just try and come back before they get done with whatever meeting they're having.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to head in the same direction as they did.
Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Reniel doesn't have an excuse to go eavesdrop, so he's just gonna stay where he is.
I mean,
Probably
I don't think,
grab something else to eat.
Sergey's not going to
Destroy it with
know.
salt.
Oh. I mean, Sergey's not going to know who this Alakazam was, so he has no reason to eavesdrop.
Harold looks contemplative for a moment. Kind of watches Eugene go off. He just kind of remains at his seat and waits patiently.
Okay. Alright, then. I suppose if that's how it's going to be, then, for the first time in this session, Eugene, join me in the party splits.
Oh, cool.
Alright, first time in
Actually,
this campaign.
hold on just a second.
Oh.
Let me check something very quickly. Never mind. Does Eugene pass close to Harold on his way there?
Considering where the staircase is, yeah, he would probably have to pass right next to Eugene. Alright, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Eugene would probably have to pass right next to Harold.
As Eugene is passing by Harold, Harold is just going to kind of look like he dropped something, and as he's like getting back up, he'll briefly brush his hand against Eugene. And as he does so, he is going to cast Enhance Ability.
Ooh.
So for the next hour, Eugene has advantage on dexterity checks.
Cool.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, then. Alright. In that case, Eugene, join me in the party splits.
Alright. Whoop. Oh, it says I'm already in one. Alright.
Alright. So, I imagine you're walking up and you see the 3 guild leaders continue their way up to the 3rd floor.
Okay. I'm gonna give them, I'm checking out their pace and maybe make sure they're probably going to the room, I'm guessing, and I'm gonna give them enough time to do that and maybe go up, follow them.
Okay. I assume you're following them stealthily?
Yes.
Alright. Give me a stealth roll. And you haven't had stability active.
Alright. Where is my stealth? Okay, it's really good.
Ooh, nice. Alright. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what have I got a 1? Okay, so you feel like you're being pretty stealthy, and you walk up the stairs, tiptoeing, making as little noise as possible, and you eventually reach the main door. Are you going to be listening into it?
Yes.
Alright. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Come on. Well, I have a failsafe for this. Yeah, I'll keep that.
Okay. So, you hear that there seems to be some sort of meeting, and from what you hear that Shad, the Alakazam, is saying something about him finding evidence that there are more victims of Fleffwolf's experiment than was initially thought.
What experiment?
Fleffwolf, it's a name.
Fleffwolf, okay. More victims of Fleffwolf's experiment.
Yeah, I'll give you a DM of the name just because DM is better than pronunciation.
Experiments. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a trigger for this, when I hear they're kind of ending the conversation, I'm going to go back. And I'm gonna go back to my room and get like some of my tools or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
Anyways, you hear that Raven's asking if they should inform one of the guild member or a few of the guild members about this, and Shad says currently that they shouldn't, since they're not absolutely positive about all this, but that those certain guild members should be kept an eye on just in case. And that seems to be the gist of the conversation, and you do eventually hear it die down, and you hear movement from the other side.
okay, I'm gonna scurry back to my room and pick up my thieves' tools in hand, my thieves' tools in hand, and bring them back to the table. Well, that's kind of my route.
Okay. So, you do that. You sort of... Are you stealthing your way back to your room? Or walking?
Yeah, I'll stealth my way back to my room, and then I won't when I go back with the tools.
Okay, give me another stealth check to reach your room.
Alright. I guess I should,
You still have advantage.
yeah. Oh, well.
Okay. So yeah, you feel like you feel even more confident about your going back to your room. And yeah, you get your stuff, and after grabbing your tools, you walk out and see the three leaders are heading back down as well. Since you're not stealthing, the three of them notice you, though none of them seem to be too suspicious. Raven gives you a cordial nod, but beyond that, they don't seem to be too focused on you, and they make their way back downstairs.
Alright, I guess to seem less suspicious, I'll kind of like try to go along, so maybe like a little behind them, just out of respect for a superior or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, join me back in the main chat.
Alright.
Oh.
No.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
So, after a few minutes, you eventually see the three guild leaders all return back down, and a bit behind them, you also see Eugene walking back down the steps. The three guild leaders all give each other nods before Shad begins making his way out of the guild and walking away.
Okay.
And Eugene has just some random tools with them too. Maybe you've seen him use them before.
So after that, the guild leaders return back to the front of the room, and they cough to get everyone's attention. Raven says, "Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, guild assignments." He looks to you four and he says, "Alright, you four first. We have had reports from the town's Pokemon that strange things are happening in the Great Lanwell Forest the Great Lanwell Forest. So I would ask you guys to ask around about it and see if you can investigate what's happening there. You should be able to get, since it's right next to us, you should be able to get whatever information you need from the villagers or maybe the shopkeepers around here, and see what you can find out."
If I may, strange things is a little vague.
It definitely is.
Right.
It could be talking about me for all you know.
"No, we do not think they're talking about you," Thornton says. Raven gives a bit of a chuckle and says, "Yeah, fair enough. Okay. To be more specific, it seems the mists are, at least if the reports from here and the town to the south of the forest are to be indicated, it seems almost the mists of the forest are swallowing up Pokemon, stealing their items, and returning them back to the entrance from where they came.
That sounds an awful like a mystery dungeon.
It does, yeah, but we don't think any of the 3 mystery dungeons in the forest are involved. None of the residents mentioned going into any of them, and most prefer to stay away, but you can imagine how worrisome it is.
So our objective is just to uncover any information we can about this incident.
Correct. We don't ask you to accomplish anything about it, or at least if you cannot, but any information you guys can gain, and if you could guys figure out the root cause, then that would be most appreciated.
We will certainly do our due diligence.
There's
Yeah,
still
let's just hope that we are not involved in this fog the same way that other Pokemon have been.
Very well. We start this morning, right?
Indeed.
Do you know of anybody who would be best to start our investigation with?
Well, the shopkeepers haven't mentioned their wares yet, so I would recommend speaking with... I recommend focusing on the villagers first.
Any villagers in particular?
Start with... He thinks for a moment, sort of trying to think of...
I mean, if you can just say like, oh, here's this name and this address, and we can say, okay, we go there.
Yeah, no, I know. Says, start with... There's a girl named Shannon who was one of the victims. She lives in the Flying District in the west. I'd recommend starting there.
Will do. All of you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
If no one else has anything they need to get before we leave.
I mean, we're not leaving the town or anything, so...
Oh,
I
no,
don't think
but still.
Renewal hops off where he's sitting and says,
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, Sergey's gonna head towards the door then.
Harold puts his bag on his shoulder and heads out.
Okay.
now, as soon as we leave the guild building, Raniel's going to turn to Eugene and say,
What was that all about?
Are we within earshot of anyone?
If you've left the guild, they're still handing out assignments to the rest of the guild members, so nobody is currently on the outside, and it's a bit of ways from the town, so there's nobody in town who could hear you.
All right. Is Reniel communicating through the telepathy thing?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to a safe distance before I tell you what that was all about.
Okay.
All right. I just want to make sure we're a ways away from the guild, maybe off into an alley or something.
Okay, so you're gonna cross into an alley first?
Yeah, I'm gonna usher everyone over and.
Okay. So you walk through the commercial district, and yeah, you eventually find unused alley. There doesn't seem to be any Pokemon there.
Yeah. Okay. Does the name Flefwool mean anything to any of you?
I am familiar with the name.
Does it mean anything of us?
You're familiar with the name too, actually, Harold. Let me get you some information on that.
So just Harold and you and Renniel recognize the name.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening right now? I kind of zoned out.
He's giving Doc the information.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
giving Doc some information.
I've heard of the name before.
He is an Ampharos. I do not know much about him, but he worked with my father on a project one time.
Well, by the way, thanks for the assist there, Harold. I
You're welcome.
obviously didn't go to my room, and I listened to a bit of their conversation. And they mentioned, the Alakazam mentioned him finding more victims of Flefwool's experiments.
When you say this, Renniel's mane kind of bristles a bit, but other than that, nothing really happens.
I'd say I know very much about the nature of his work.
Just hearing victims, well, you know, that's not a good word to hear. And they don't want to tell any of the guild members about it, and if they do, they'll keep an eye on them.
I
I
feel
don't know
completely
much about
lost.
the nature of his work, but I know it involves dungeons. This is very worrisome indeed.
Renniel, you don't remember anything about this guy?
I know of a project he was working on, but I do not know much about him personally. He worked with my father on an experiment to create an artificial mystery dungeon.
Eugene's head seems like full of different questions, maybe stuff that maybe are a little more personal to him, and he says, "All right, maybe we should just ignore that for the time being."
I wonder if this is in any way connected to what's going on here.
Yeah, good point.
Given all the strange things mystery dungeons can do, I would not put it past the realms of possibility.
And more of them showing up.
But yeah, don't go around mentioning anything about this, because like they said, they want to keep an eye on anyone who knows, and we're not supposed to know. I don't know why I did that. It's just, I have this feeling that something fishy's going on here.
You and me both.
Well, it's good we're in agreement. But let's head towards the flying district. We're supposed to meet someone named Shannon, or talk to someone named Shannon.
Should have asked for the species.
Good point. We could
I
just
thought to do it and I didn't ask.
we could just simply ask around, and maybe someone knows Shannon there.
We'll have to remember it for next time.
All right. Do we know where the flying district is?
Yeah, the flying district is where basically it's on the west side of town and it's where the tree houses are.
All right. Yeah, let's make our way there.
Okay. So you walk over to the flying district, and yeah, as the name implies, you see plenty of Pokemon around. There's a Chatot, a Mandibuzz, oddly enough, a Golbat around there as well.
I'm gonna try and look for the most approachable Pokemon.
Okay, give me a perception, I suppose.
All right. 20 plus 7, right? Where's my Y? Is he at 7? Oh, oops.
DMing me, that doesn't help you.
Switching windows like crazy. There, we got our 20.
Okay, so you notice that, ironic despite its name, you notice that there seems to be an pheasant who's very jovial, seems to be greeting everyone with just a nice friendly tone, and is just, you imagine he's the most approachable person there.
All right. I'm gonna say, all right. Maybe I'll go talk to him.
I can if you prefer.
Yeah, that'll do good. Make sure you not just ask about the Shannon, but ask if they know anything about the Lanwell Forest.
Good point.
We do want to just ask people around in general.
So Harold is going to approach the unpheasant.
Okay. As you approach him, he immediately greets, "Oh, hello. You seem to be one of the new Pokemon of the Freelance Guild, am I correct?"
I'm surprised you've heard of me so fast, but yes, I am actually.
Oh, it's not that I've heard of you. You just don't seem to be a familiar face around here, and usually unfamiliar faces are with the Freelance Guild.
I suppose that makes sense. If I could trouble you for a moment of your time, sir. We're looking into... He kind of lowers his voice a little bit and just kind of looks around conspiratorially. The incidences in the Lanwell Forest.
Oh, I've heard about that. A few of my friends got lost in there and lost all their stuff. I haven't gone in there myself, but really terrible thing that happened to them.
He kind of pulls out a notebook and starts writing notes down. So is there any specific location within the forest where this seems to happen?
According to them, they didn't get too far in, but there appears to be a crossroads a few miles down the path into the forest. Far away from many mystery dungeons, oddly enough, but it seems to happen somewhere around there. Some Pokemon will, if they're crossing between here and Remtown to the south, some Pokemon will use that crossroads, and if something happens, and because of that, it's where the incidents seem to be happening.
How long has this been going on?
I just heard of it yesterday personally, though apparently the Pokemon in Remtown have seen it for about a week now.
That long, pretty recent. Do the Pokemon who come back out seem to be harmed in any way aside from the loss of their possessions?
No, not at all. That's the strange thing. They seem a little dazed and dozed, but otherwise, they all seem fine.
Did they remember anything about the experience?
I don't remember. I don't think I really asked.
That's fine. We can ask others.
All right.
Can any of the rest of you think of anything we should ask?
Do you know any of the Pokemon that have been a victim of this?
Well, I can't say I'm close to a lot of them, but I know a few. There's Shannon, then there's Theodore.
You're actually looking for Shannon.
Oh, you are. All right. He points in a direction towards one of the treehouses and says, "She lives in that house if you're looking for her."
Can I get the species, please?
Oh, she's a Togetic.
Scribble.
You mentioned that there were 3.
I don't really know the third one that well. His name is Almon, and he's a Zatu.
And what about Theodore? What Pokemon is he?
Theodore is a Golbat.
Thank you.
Indeed. I hope you success in your attempts at finding what happened to them.
Thank you. And I must apologize for darkening your morning, as it were.
Yeah, it's fine. If the incidents solve themselves, then I'm more than happy to be of whatever help I can.
And I never got your...
Carl.
Well met, Carl. I wish you the best of the rest of your day.
You too. And he seems to fly off on his own and greets a few more of the Pokemon all jovially.
Okay, you think we should split up, or do you want to do this all together? We could probably cover more ground if we split up, but...
There's no need to have an entire gang going around to question everybody. I think we might as well go ahead and split up.
Alright.
Right.
So, I guess some of us will go and look for Shannon. Some of us will look for Theodore, and then some will look for Almond.
I would suggest that I go with one of you.
Reniel, you can come with me.
Very well.
And I can partner with Sergey.
I guess this works. There are only 3 we need to find.
I guess we'll go.
Unless, Eugene, you wish to group with someone and maybe one of us goes along.
Well, I think it's just better to go in pairs. You know, you might get distracted by the conversation and something might happen.
Oh wait, I missed that. I just realized.
But I think Reniel and I will go after Theodore, and Harold and you will go after Almond. Or I guess actually we'll go and talk with Shannon, and you can go and talk with one of the other 2 if you can find them.
I think we might have seen Theodore a ways back, so...
Yeah, I saw Golbat.
I also just realized that, like, for some reason I was looking at the number and was like, wait, there's 5. No, it's a party of 4, not 2, 2 and 1.
Party of 5 would be amusing. Alright. So, who wants to go first?
Well, if no one's volunteering, do you want to go first, Quill? Yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the two of you make your way off, and you begin heading where your friend Carl pointed you into, towards a tree house. There is no door on this house, so if you want to walk right in, you can. Otherwise, if you want to knock, the best place to do it would probably be on the wall next to her or something like that.
Yeah, just maybe knock on the side of the wall and say, "Hello, is anyone home?"
Okay, so you knock, 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 and eventually you see this very skittish-looking toga tick walk out and sort of look towards you. Upon seeing Renio, she gives a bit of a squeak and then rushes back into her house.
But what's the matter? He didn't even say anything yet. I mean,
He saw me.
It's okay, ma'am. We're from the Freelance Guild. We just want to ask you a few questions.
Roll persuasion.
Oh my god, it's 0. D20.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
someone's rolling high today.
okay. Nice. So, yeah, you see her eventually skittishly walk from her house to greet you again. Or, well, to see you again. She's still clearly wary, but she says, You're from the Freelance Guild?
Yes, that's correct. I'm Eugene, and this is Renio, my partner.
Do not be afraid of me. I am not hostile.
She still seems wary as usual, but she says, "Okay, what are you doing here?"
We just want to ask you a few questions about the Lanwell forest. We've heard some strange things have been going on in there, and particularly to you.
Yes, something did happen there.
Could you maybe tell me your story?
Okay, I was flying a little bit. I have a friend in Remtown, and we usually like to meet halfway between our towns, and the forest. It's usually safe so long as you avoid the mystery dungeons. But I was walking or flying. My friend didn't show, and I was flying a bit above the trees when this mist suddenly. It's always misty around here. It's where the town got its name, but the mist isn't usually that bad, but it surrounded me, was all over me, and next thing I knew, I was back at the entrance.
Okay. You don't have to answer any questions if you feel uncomfortable. Trust me, I know the feeling. So when this mist kind of overtook you, did you see anything before you were sent back to the entrance? Anything at all? Anything helps.
She thinks for a moment and she says,
Or hear anything as well. Any of the senses.
I didn't hear or see anything, but no, this probably doesn't matter.
No. Go on. It matters.
I smelled something.
What did it smell like?
It smelled like flowers.
Like flowers. Are you familiar with the kind of flower? Or
No.
could you explain the smell? Like did it smell sweet? Did it?
It smelled really fresh. Sort of like, you know when the Pokemon uses aromatherapy?
I totally don't, but I'm gonna nod.
It sort of had a similar smell like that.
Yeah. And
Have you
said
had any contact from your friend?
No, I haven't. I've been meaning to send him a letter, but I've been too afraid. And I'm certainly not going back to that forest anytime soon.
Could you maybe give us your friend's name
And species?
and address?
Okay, my friend is Agatharita. She lives in Remtown, and she sort of gives you a location of where that friend would be inside that town.
All right. And what's her name?
Oh, right, her name. Sorry, I'm a little
That's
nervous.
okay.
Her name is Anna.
And you haven't seen her since the incident, or haven't really checked up on her?
I haven't, no. I've been too afraid. I should send a letter, but I haven't mustered up the courage since that day.
I really think you should, because we're probably gonna check up on her as well, because she may have gone into the forest and something might have happened, something similar might have happened, and we just have to make sure she's safe.
Okay, I'll try to.
Do you know anyone else who was maybe affected by this?
I haven't asked.
Okay. That's all I got. Do you have any other questions, Reniel?
I do not.
Then we'll take our leave. Thanks for the information, Shannon. It was um bye.
Bye. And she skittishly walks back into her house.
Okay, well that's something.
Yes, it is unfortunate that she cannot provide us with more information, but I suppose with what we have a starting place.
I wonder what Harold and Sergey are up to.
Transition.
All right. So Harold, Sergey, you guys go back to sort of where you were before when you entered this sort of sector, and you eventually see that Golbat that you previously saw as you entered.
Right.
Harold is going to approach and ask, "Excuse me, are you Theodore by chance?"
Okay. This is probably going to be absolutely horrible, but...
Uh-oh.
Oi, who's asking?
Apologies, sir, we're with the Freelance Guild. And Harold pulls out his badge.
Oh, you're with them blokes, eh? What you want?
First, am I correct in the assumption that you are Theodore?
Yeah, that's me name.
Very well. We're here investigating the incidents in the Lanwell forest. We heard you were involved in that.
Oi, I didn't lose nothing and nobody can prove anything.
That's not what we're asking. It's more to do with the issue of mist, and we're just trying to follow up on some things. Just attempting to figure out what exactly is going on.
All right. Let me guess. You have some questions or something like that?
Perhaps you could relate what happened, and I may interrupt occasionally to ask questions.
All right. Well, I was just flying through the forest, minding my own
How
business.
high above the forest were you?
Not really high above the forest at all. I was below the tree line. I don't like
Understood.
flying too high.
Go on.
So there I was, just flying around the forest, minding my own business, when the fog in the forest, it's usually not that bad, especially not later on in the day, but suddenly started appearing around me, and it was like, what the heck? Why is there
Were
just
you
a bunch...
anywhere near the Crossroads by chance?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly where I was.
See? Apologies, go on.
So yeah, it was my own business, heading over there when the mist appeared, and it was like, what the heck? So I was looking around, and suddenly I just lost conscious and ended up back here at the entrance of town. Though I didn't lose nothing, I got it?
Can I make an insight check?
Sure. Give me your insight.
Had to look at my modifier real quick. Alright, it's exclamation R.
It's just explanation D. Yeah, it's explanation D20 plus your modifier.
Could I also check?
Sure.
Well then.
Yeah, he's totally just did not lose anything at all. You could tell he's clearly telling the truth.
I feel like my interpretation is I get the feeling
Yeah,
he's not telling the truth, but I can't tell why.
Yeah, I'll give you
like,
that.
I don't know if it's, oh, I lost something incredibly valuable. I don't know if it's a matter of pride.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So yeah, it's pretty obvious this guy is lying through his teeth, but you're not really sure why he's lying through his teeth.
Did you, by chance, notice anything before the fog came in? Did you see anything, hear anything? Anything unusual?
Let's see. Anything unusual? Think I heard something like a bell. Yeah, there was something like a bell, or maybe not a bell, more... No, it wasn't a bell, it was more jiggling like jewelry.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was jiggling like jewelry, and let's see. Yeah, can't think of much else.
How long ago was this?
It was yesterday. Should have probably went flying with me mates. From what I've been hearing, if you're flying around with a group, won't get nothing happen to you. But if you're going alone, then that's where the trouble is.
You explicitly mentioned flying. Do they seem to only attack Pokemon in the air, or are they less discriminate about it?
Oh no, it's ground, air, doesn't seem to matter. At least that's what the rumors say. I can't say I know for sure. I was flying below the tree line myself.
Have you heard of it happening to anybody who's above the tree line?
I think I heard something about that from one of the blokes around here. Can't remember which one it was.
So it's as long as they're alone is the main thing that I'm understanding.
That's what I've heard. Can't say I'm 100% certain about that, but that seems to be the case.
Harold kind of looks him over a little bit. No injuries from what I can tell.
Yeah, that's the strangest thing. I mean, I was on the ground, so I wasn't flying anymore, and I clearly lost consciousness, but I wasn't hurt at all or anything like that. You'd think if they wanted to steal something from me, they'd mug and beat me up, but nope, I was just on the ground.
You mentioned you didn't have anything stolen from you, but were you carrying anything at the time by chance?
Nothing was stolen from me, so stop
That
asking about that.
I'm asking if you had something on you that they decided not to take.
Oh, something on me that they decided not to take? No.
Carrying anything at the time.
Though, I think I heard they don't really. Yeah, there was a Pillager postman there who got attacked. I heard he didn't lose any of his letters.
That's interesting.
So it's specifically belongings. Maybe.
That's the impression I'm getting as well.
Got any other
Here.
questions for me? I'm a busy man. And I'm
Okay.
not going to have you make an insight check here. He's clearly just loitering around.
Harold's kind of like tapping his quill over his notes, just sort of making a last check to see if he can think of anything he's forgetting. Not that I can think of. Sergey, you got anything?
I don't have any other things I can think of. I think we've asked all we need.
Well, I appreciate the time.
Yeah. Good luck with dealing with that stuff. I just want to wash my wings of it. Probably won't head
I
around the
would
forest
expect
anytime
so.
soon, but
Well, I wish you a good day.
yeah, you blokes, be careful out there. And he's still loitering there, but he sort of waves you guys off.
Yeah, Harold and presumably Sergey will go back to the, like, where we separated from the other two.
Yeah, and Sergey's just gonna note to Harold. So it's more likely it is Pokemon.
Hmm?
More likely that maybe there's a Pokemon robbing people, is what I'm gathering.
That's my impression. He was very obviously not telling the truth about losing anything, but I can't tell if it's a matter of pride or something he was supposed to keep track of.
Something. Don't know.
Okay, so after your meetings were all done, you guys eventually sort of
Wait.
meet.
There was that
Before like I swear on my mother's eyeballs, I wanted to go back and ask this particular question. Am I allowed to just go one more thing to Shannon before
You're gonna have to convince her to come back out from her home, but if you want to try, you can. Though you'll have to convince her to come back out first.
Well, could I tell Reniel to maybe wait right there and ask her course or by myself?
Yeah, you could do that. Reniel will wait.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. I'll go back alone and I'll say, oh, wait, Shannon, I forgot to ask you one last thing.
You don't see her coming out at the moment.
Shannon?
What?
I just had one last question I wanted to ask you.
You hear silence for a few moments, but you eventually see her walking back.
We were told Pokemon lost items when falling victim to this mist. Did you lose anything, and so we can maybe get it back for you?
My mother's ring.
All right, and what does the ring look like?
It's it's a normal golden ring, but it also has the sort of blue feather-shaped jewel on it.
All right, that's all I wanted to ask you. Have a nice day.
You too.
I swear I wanted to ask that question even before the like item thing with the gold vat. It was like right as I said, what are Harold and Sergey doing? I'm like, oh crap. All right. Yeah, then I'll go, I'll leave them with this information.
Okay. So yeah, after that, the four of you meet up on the sort of tree walkway, tree pathways and stuff like that to report your findings.
All right. Do you need me to repeat what I found, or were you jotting down stuff alongside?
I'll just give the. I'm kind of trying to keep my notes like in character.
All right. All right.
I'll just give like the Cliff Notes version of my findings. Flying through the forest, he got to the crossroads. The fog intensified. He lost consciousness but heard the jingle of coins first. Regained consciousness at the edge of town, uninjured. And he very clearly did lose something, but he's lying about it. I can't tell what it is.
So mine are very similar up to the point where the hearing jewelry part, that it was, instead of that, it was smelled flowers that smelled like the move aromatherapy. Just woke up. It's pretty much exactly the same, except just a different thing sensed before they lost consciousness.
Oh yeah, there's one other thing I forgot. He said that you typically only get attacked if you're alone.
Oh yeah. I suspect this might not be just one Pokemon. There could be two.
Or more.
Yeah, or more.
Well, we still have one person to question.
Perhaps we should go together this time. There's no real reason to split up. How's the day looking, by the way? Are we like
It's mid-morning right now.
All right, so we still have a lot of day. Okay, so that's Almond, I believe, that Carl mentioned.
Right.
Don't really know where Almond is.
The Zatu.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we better ask around.
Okay. I'll expedite the asking around this time.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually get a location, and you see Almond you're sort of pointing towards the northern side of the town, and you see Almond sort of resting in a chair next to a treehouse, sort of overlooking the north, sort of facing towards, just the north.
So that implies he's kind of like elderly, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Theo will go ahead. Theo. I'm getting mixed up with a character I'm playing in another campaign. Harold will approach him. Excuse me, sir. You are Amon, correct?
He looks down at you and he says, "Oh, hello there." My old person voice. I can't do my old person voice. Hello there, young boy. What do you wish to speak about?
If it's not too much trouble, I'd like to ask you about the incident in the Lanwell forest.
Oh, right. That event. I suppose you must be with the Freelance Guild, correct?
That would be correct, sir.
Very well. Ask away. What do you wish to know?
Perhaps if you could recount the story and I can interrupt with questions occasionally.
All right. Let's see. It was 2 days ago, I believe, or was it 3? 2 or 3.
Fairly recently, anyway.
Right. Let's see. I was taking a morning, or perhaps it was a midday walk. I can't really fly as well anymore, so I was just walking, and I was just minding my own business, enjoying the sounds and scents of the forest when a sort of fog rolled around. It was very strange, obscured my vision, as you can imagine, and
As I recall, this forest is always foggy, so was this an increase in the intensity of the fog?
it was, yes. Normally, you can usually see through the forest just fine, except for if you're a fair distance away, then you can't, but if you're just minding your own business, then, if it's a fair distance away, you can't, but if it's close by, you can usually see pretty well. But the fog just, it intensified so much,
And where in the forest were you when this happened?
um, the Crossroads, I believe. And the fog enveloped me, and next thing I knew, I was back at the start.
And is there anything you noticed before the fog overtook you?
I'll try and think of something, but my eyesight, it isn't as good as it used to be.
A sound, a smell, anything else?
There was a strange light, a sort of glowing, I believe. I believe I saw something glow in the fog before I ended up back at the start.
What color was it?
Sort of palish white to yellow.
And was it a steady glow? Was it flickering or blinking?
It was flickering slowly.
The sound of notes.
Note taking intensifies.
See.
Uh,
And so afterwards, the next thing you knew, you were next to town. Do you know how much time had passed?
I believe it was about an hour. Though I must say my sense of time isn't the best nowadays, but it was somewhere
A
around.
rough estimate will work.
Yes, it was somewhere around an hour.
And did you happen to notice any missing possessions in the process?
I did, yes. I had a 10-foot pole that I used to walk around with, and I lost it.
And that was it?
It was the only thing I had on me at the time.
Interesting.
Wait, did I hear that correctly? 10-foot pole?
Yeah, they stole a stick. They stole a friggin' stick from him.
I'm just picturing this like 3-foot tall Zatu trying to use a 10-foot as a walking
That's
stick.
my thought.
Are you making fun of me, Sonny? No.
So Harold's just going to kind of double check. So 2 days ago, you were going through
It might have been
you were
3.
walking through the forest. You got to the crossroads. The fog in the forest intensified and enveloped you. When it did, you noticed a slowly flickering white light. And the next thing you knew, you woke up next to town. About an hour had passed, and your walking stick was missing. Do I have everything?
That is correct.
You didn't by any chance hear any jewelry clanging or smell anything, did you?
I might have heard something like that.
But the light was the most noticeable thing.
Yes,
Or you lost it.
it was. At least it's what I noticed.
Same overall experience except for one detail per person.
Do you by any chance know anyone else who was affected by this? Well, barring Theodore and Shannon, we already talked to those two.
No, I cannot say I do. I spend most of my time alone, aside from my grandkids who occasionally meet, but neither of them were affected by it.
I don't think we can get much more else out of you.
I hope this ramblings from an old man helped you, young children.
Very much so. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Alright. So, Harold is going to head off a little ways, kind of assuming everybody else is following him.
Yeah.
He pulls out his notes. There are definitely some patterns here, but I'm not sure how informative any of them are. Well,
They all happen at the crossroads.
If this is something to do with a mystery dungeon, then everyone's experiencing at least one thing differently. But it does sound now like this is robbery.
let's think here. Shannon lost a ring. That's obviously something valuable. Theodore didn't tell us what he lost, but based on the way he was acting, there's a decent chance it was something valuable. I don't know. That or he's embarrassed to own it. But this, why would somebody take a stick?
Yeah, especially in a forest, you could probably find one. Maybe he lost it?
I suppose that's a possibility. He may have dropped it when he was knocked unconscious. They searched him, didn't find anything, turned him back to town, and just didn't. That's a possibility.
Unless it was like jewel encrusted, I don't see why anyone would steal something like that.
What do we do now?
Well, we finished our mission. All we have to do is report back.
I think we should investigate this crossroads. Supposedly this only happens if you're alone. It might be safe in a group.
I highly suggest we maybe drop off anything valuable back at the guild if we're gonna go do this.
I'm only carrying actual supplies with me, so that's not a bad idea, though.
I agree. If we are to investigate, we should leave anything valuable back at the guild. But first, we should report our findings to the guild leaders.
Agreed.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. So, you all make your way back down from the tree houses and walk towards the guild. You see, it's mostly empty now, but you do see Rihan in her usual spot, and she looks over at you guys and says, "Oh, how's the mission going?"
We have some information to report.
Oh, all right. Do you
Harold
want...
just kind of relays the basics about, when it started, the general patterns they've observed, how different people observe different sensory effects before they pass out.
Interesting.
given that it's always been single targets, we're figuring it would be good to check out as a group. Just that we're taking some precautions beforehand.
Alright, well, there's a storage area upstairs and on the left side. If you want to store your items, just make sure to write down your name on whatever box you use. That way it won't get mixed out with anyone else's supplies.
I can't remember. Did we have chests in our rooms?
No, we did.
You did not know.
No.
You did have a closet, but there wasn't a chest.
Liz going to store his stuff in the closet.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in, yeah, I'm gonna put in everything except I got a bit of an idea, and I'm gonna bust out the old reliable spring-loaded chest.
Oh boy, interesting.
Okay, Renyl's going to keep an Oranberry on him, but otherwise he's dropping everything off.
Okay.
Gotta think of what I want to drop then. I still kind of want to make sure to keep a weapon on hand.
Yeah, I will keep I'll keep my spikes, but I'll drop everything else. Like pretty much my 5 daggers, quote unquote.
Let's see. Yeah, I think Harold is going to keep his weapons, his obviously his defense scarf. And probably keep his blow away wand as well.
Let's see. Yeah, so Sergei's dropping off pretty much everything except for his vest and weapons, except for like the pebbles, the thorns, and the twig.
Oh, and Harold is obviously keeping his triangle on him because he kind of needs that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we could. Do we even have permission to like engage in this, or?
We don't. That's what Renyl was gonna do once you guys were done discussing all this. He was going to get authorization.
Yeah, let's go get authorized.
Warning: no engagement without authorization.
Authorized personnel only.
I'm authorizing you to use.
Oh boy.
Can't even finish that.
Okay.
Any objections, Thornton?
Okay, so you drop off your stuff, and for the sake of expediting this, you also go up and get permission to go into the forest and sort of look around and see if you can figure things out from there. So you now have permission to do that. You are now authorized. You aren't authorized to use power bombs, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we go into the forest, and I say maybe we should go in with a bit of a plan instead of just kind of reacting to everything.
What do you propose?
Well, this thing was useful in our last mission, so for any would-be thieves who want to steal it.
What's he indicating?
He's indicating a spring. It looks like a normal treasure chest, but it has a spring inside of it
And a net.
and a net.
Interesting. Here's my plan. I'm not expecting us to actually get attacked. Although, yes, we should definitely have a plan if we do. My intention was to scope out the area, see if there's anything out of place. I don't know if we'll find anything, but see if there's anything suspicious.
And the off chance that maybe it is a mystery dungeon.
I suggest maybe Reniel stays as far back as he can and stays in contact with one of us. Actually, maybe we should keep someone with him just in case he gets attacked.
Groups
I
of
would
two.
prefer that, yes.
Yes.
Actually, I can do a similar sort of thing to what he does.
Yeah. What I mean is if someone disappears, we'll know, and we'll know to react accordingly if we lose contact.
Very well.
Perhaps I should stay with Reniel.
Yes, I'm good at finding things, so I'll go and look at the crossroads. Just stay as close as you can, but as far away as you can to keep. I'll hum some song, and if you hear the song stopping, run in.
Understood.
I would prefer to be with you just so that there's less of a chance of you getting ambushed. My plan for the time being is just to investigate the site normally.
Yeah, I mean, you should come too with me. I'm saying these two should maybe stay behind.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep contact with one of them in case they get attacked.
I can do that.
Part of me is thinking of bringing something now. I still have those seashells. And if we're in groups of two, I might want to bring those.
And Sergey, if you see the mist picking up, use that baton you got.
I guess I wasn't necessarily sure I wanted to bring that, but...
Oh.
Are you gonna go back and get it?
I'm gonna go back and grab that and the seashells.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to hand off one of the seashells either to Harold or Eugene, whoever.
Those are...
grab that.
They're like sending
they're-
stones, right?
So, you can communicate through each other from one to the other if you're closing your eyes and. So let me see. Regardless of range, by holding it up to your ear. If you close your eyes while holding it to your ear, you can even see what the other individual is seeing.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll go in that way. Just as soon as you see the mist start to pick up, use that baton to maybe just blow it in another direction.
Right.
All right, let's carry it out. So if I'm keeping contact with Reniel, all he's gonna hear is
Okay.
on a loop.
Oh no.
It'll probably annoy Reniel a bit, but he'll put up with it.
Yeah. And I'll make my way to the crossroads with Harold, unless he's doing something else too.
Yeah, he's gonna go along.
Okay. To be specific, this is how the item that he gave you works. Okay, anyway, so what distance behind are the rear guard going?
About 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so you walk into the forest. Are you doing it stealthily or just doing it normally?
Normally.
Normally, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you walk. I'll walk through the forest casually, just going about as you can. And so far, things look normal. You do see that there is a bit of a fog, but it's not really obscuring your vision for anything beyond like under 20, maybe a bit-ish more feet. And you all walk through without too much incidents, and eventually you reach the crossroads.
Okay. This is where we do our investigation. So I'm gonna use my sense of smell for the first time to to sniff out anything suspicious.
Okay. Harold, what are you doing?
Harold is going to look for. He's going to try to see if there's anybody lying in wait, or if there's anything like hidden behind any bushes or up in trees or anything like that.
Okay. Alright, then both of you give me perception checks.
I get advantage with my keen smell.
I don't think you need advantage.
But can you get the 20?
No.
No. Okay. So, Harold, you don't seem to notice anything that looks like it might be lying in wait or anything. Your gaze doesn't seem to notice anything. Eugene, you sniff around and you smell something strange that seems to be littering this sort of crossroads pathway. Seems to be sort of all around it. And what you smell is. You smell mushroom spores.
Wait a minute, I smell spores. That's when I begin to like cover my. Is there a location they're coming from?
Oh, it's not a location. You smell basically like you smell them on the ground. Like you don't smell where they came from, but you can tell that mushroom spores have been littered on the ground.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Harold kind of like adjusts his scarf to cover his bill. This could be very easy to kick up.
I suppose it didn't bring anything to hold it in, so can't take a little sample. Other than that, what else did they say? And is there do I see a 10-foot pole lying around anywhere?
You do not. You do notice that the pathway seems to be like it has been regularly walked on, but beyond that, you don't seem to notice any 10-foot poles around.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of sticks around, though. This is a forest, but
yeah. I'll like grab a clump of dirt with the with the spores in it and just kind of carry it.
Okay. You do
About
so.
the best we can do.
Looking down like each path, is there anything suspicious?
Give me another perception check.
All right, this one is sight, so it's just one. $16.
You don't appear to notice anything specifically, no.
And above me is it just kind of see the tree line, or?
Yeah, you see the tree line. It's a little dark, but not too dark that you can't see. But yeah, you just see the tree line. Can't really see too much of the sky aside from like maybe slight peaks of it.
Footprints.
Okay. Give me if you're looking for footprints on the ground, give me investigation.
Can Harold use the help action?
Yes, he can.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the 20. Thank you.
Okay.
What I'm looking for in particular is kind of recent ones, or actually Zatu ones, or anything recent that just seems something suspicious is happening.
Okay. Well.
Or drag marks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. So, yes, you do see Zatu marks coming from the east, sort of where you came from. They seem to be little oldish. And what you see is that meeting the Zatu marks coming from the north, you see Meowstic paw prints as well.
Oh no, it's them.
The Meowstic prints seem to meet where the Zatu claw prints go, and then you see a drag mark going to the north. The north, by the way, does not seem to be very well traveled at all.
I'll point this out to Harold. The drag marks in particular.
Harold is going to put one hand on his triangle and he's just going to point at Renyo and whisper something that nobody else can hear as he casts message. Says, looks like Omen was dragged off this way. He just kind of makes a little gesture towards the north.
Noted.
And Renyul relays this information to Sergei telepathically, and then reestablishes his telepathic link with Eugene.
Da 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 da. I don't think we should go after it right now.
Yeah,
Since
not
we
exactly at our most prepared right now, are we?
Exactly. Maybe we could prepare back at the guild. Maybe find out what the spore belongs to. Maybe question about Meowstic that might live in this area.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
And then we'll turn around and head back unless you guys have any other ideas you wish to employ here.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. We'll head back to the guild.
Okay. So you head back to the guild. As usual, you got Rehan there to greet you.
Yeah.
So what new developments do you guys have?
Do you have a jar?
She reaches under the guild desk and pulls one out. Here?
Alright. I put some of the spory dirt inside of it. Thank you. And I just clap off my hands.
Should probably rinse those off rather thoroughly.
Is that... What is that?
We
It is
found
dirt.
we found it in the forest. There were some spores littering the crossroads where those Pokemon reported they lost consciousness.
Spores, huh?
Wondering if you could maybe find out. Is there any way to find out what kind of spores these would what kind of spores these Pokemon come from, or something in that nature?
I can't, but I know some. We do have someone who can. You should try heading downstairs and asking Kaylin. She's the. She's speaking
Yeah.
mostly to you, Harold.
I-
She's the Flaffy.
Maybe you should go ask her about it, Harold.
Okay.
Yeah, she keeps
Looks
her
a little
lab downstairs.
taken aback by this, but he agrees to do so.
She keeps her lab downstairs, and she's very good with finding out stuff like that.
Harold takes the jar of dirt and navigates his way down there.
Okay. So you go downstairs. Are you going? Is anyone going with them?
Renewal will go with him.
Yeah. I'll ask Rehan too. Is there any way we can find out what kind of Pokemon live in the town over? We have like contact with the. Never mind.
The guild does keep a list of Pokemon that live in certain towns. Is there anyone particular you're looking for?
Just a Meowstic.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask the guild leaders, see what they know.
Thank you.
Okay. So Reniel and Harold is it just you two heading down?
Yeah. I'll wash my hands in a fountain or bathroom, whatever they got here.
Okay, what are you doing, Sergey?
Since it sounded like we were still going to prepare for this, I'm actually going to go and get my items back.
Okay. Alright. Don't think this is party splits worthy. Okay, so Harold and Reniel, you walk downstairs. The first thing you see is that in the bottom floor, in the basement, you see a sort of training area where you see Edgar, a Jigmo, is basically beating up a substitute doll. You also see that there are two doors in this sort of gym dojo area. There's one to the left, one to the right. The left door says Kaylin's lab, keep out unless permission is granted. And the right door says kitchen.
Harold is going to go knock on the lab door.
Okay. You knock, and eventually the door opens up, and you see a Flaffy in front of you wearing some goggles. She looks to you and says, "Oh, hey, you're the new guy, right?"
See, my reputation precedes me to an extent. We, as you may recall from this morning's assembly, were in charge of investigating the incidents in the Lanwell forest. And he proffers the jar And we have some amount of headway.
Mm.
In this dirt sample are some spores located where all the Pokemon went missing. We don't know where those spores are from. We're told you might be able to investigate that to some degree.
Yeah, shouldn't be too difficult. Spores are a combination of chemicals, so just doing some chemical work and I should be able to find something.
My inner mycology training is making me cry right now.
Note that I'm not a scientist. So let's assume this works. Okay.
Harold presents the jar to her.
Alright, she takes the jar and she says, alright, give me about 30 minutes to an hour and I should be able to have an answer for you. So she walks into the... Okay. So she walks into the lab and she closes the door behind her.
Well, I guess we have nothing to do until we get results on that.
We may as well prepare.
Agreed.
I left everything in a chest. I will go retrieve it now.
Harold is going to go back up to their room, and he is going to be like really paranoid about, did anybody look through my stuff? Just kind of looking to make sure everything is arranged the same way he left it.
Yeah. Your stuff looks fine.
Okay, he puts everything back in his bag.
Okay. So, you all prepare, get your stuff ready. A few minutes pass by, and Rihan comes up to you guys and says, alright, I asked the guild leaders, and it doesn't look like there's a Meowstic that lives in Remtown, nor is there one that lives here.
That's strange.
Is Remtown to the north of the Crossroads in the forest?
South, actually.
What about to the north?
There's nothing to the north. Well, there's the exit
Well,
to
there
the
has to be
forest.
something there.
There isn't really. There's a mystery dungeon nearby, but otherwise, if you follow the path to the north, you just eventually leave the forest.
Where do you get to after you leave the forest?
Well, there's a pathway to Whitetown up there. And otherwise, we have a port town up to the north as well, that you'd follow the pathway there. But all of those are a fair distance away from the forest.
I think they might have a hideout in the forest.
Seems more likely to me.
Well, yeah, that information does help.
Then clearly we just go find their hideout and spoil their plans.
Well, no, we can't just rush in there.
Let's
We don't know
at least wait until we hear back from Kaylin's analysis.
Alright, so another few minutes pass by, and eventually you see Kaylin walk back up towards you guys, and she says, alright, that's a Moriolo spore.
Well, I assume sleep-inducing then?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Get a good whiff of that and you basically pass out pretty instantly.
So it's just through smell? I'm just saying this to her without, making any eye contact.
Yeah, it's smell-based.
How long are the spores active after they're dispersed?
It should only be active for a minute at best. These spores don't last long when they're exhaled. Or not exhaled,
In other words, all the spores on the ground were probably already they're just leftovers from attacks.
Yeah, they're basically the ones you gave me were inert.
That could be tricky to deal with. Do you happen to know of any countermeasures?
Plugging your nose, basically.
That could be a bit difficult.
You could either plug your nose. If you blow them, if you have some way of creating wind, you could blow them away.
Is that written in yellow letters?
Oh gosh, I think Doc's about to put in yellow letters. But yeah, those are basically your counters. You either need to blow them away from you, or you need to just not smell them.
Okay. Did we get? We were like getting authorized to go
Yeah,
investigate this further. We were allowed, right?
yeah,
Yep.
you are allowed to.
All right. So perhaps we should have like a little round table discussion of how what we're going to do.
All right. So yeah, they she sees you off, and yeah, you can feel free to have the discussion.
Okay. So I think if we're gonna do this, we should do it tomorrow morning because I don't know when they took place. I think we forgot to ask that.
You did get a couple of people who said it seems to be morning or afternoonish.
Okay. And I think that's kind of past us. We're going into like 5 p.m. territory, right?
Right now it's be about 1-ish.
Oh, okay. Then
we still have time.
we could still do it today, yes. All right, so then maybe perhaps we can do it today. So we need to draw them out. And that would mean someone needs to go up alone without being afflicted by this.
Now, it might be possible to wake somebody up if they fall asleep.
Yeah.
If somebody else is watching and is unnoticed, then we might be able to get the jump on them before they have a chance to actually thing.
Well, I'm can get lost in the shuffle pretty easy, so maybe I should go up a tree near the lookout or something and plug my nose.
It's a good start. Who's going to serve as the bait?
All of the information's gathered. It might be good if I go. I do have that little baton.
That is a good point.
Would that maybe make you more suited to watch from the side, though?
Yeah. It's just getting him in there.
How wide of an area can that thing affect?
Listed. Let me see.
I believe I put it there.
It's a 60-foot cube around me.
Pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be around him too. That just
He can
kind
be
of
up to 30 feet away.
So it's essentially centered on me.
How long does it take to get into effect?
instantaneous.
So does it use like an action?
Yeah, it uses an action.
That might not be fast enough. Does the effect follow him?
It does.
I'm thinking we probably want you staying on the side. Maybe once the effect takes hold, you use your item and then come rushing into whoever acts as bait.
I suppose I will be the bait then.
Yeah, just maybe
Don't
get a
take this
clothespin.
the wrong way, but you're a bit naturally intimidating, and I don't know if they're going to be inclined to attack you or not.
That is a fair point. Do you wish to be the bait then?
No, but I think I'm the logical choice.
If that's the case, only carry what you need.
I was intending to pass nearly all of my possessions off to one of you first.
Oh, that works too.
So I think what I should do is just... I mean, if they were willing to attack somebody to get a walking stick, I just want to have one thing on me that looks valuable.
We could perhaps forge something and keep in mind too, it might not just be the spores. If a meow stick is involved, it could be some form of hypnosis too.
Very good point.
And something sound based on Shannon's testimony.
Like,
Do have countermeasures against things like emotion and hypnosis and fear.
I don't, do you?
I do.
You might actually be the best choice then.
I can extend I can extend it to you, so if it happens to you, I can snap you out of it rather easily.
Mm.
Though I must warn you, for a short time you will become as I am.
Harold looks a bit uneasy.
Is it
I don't know if that's what it takes.
I'm just having a look through my bag of tricks right now.
But you're not Henry.
Where's my inventory? There it is.
Would it be possible to get, like, just a coin purse?
Probably, yeah. It probably would be fairly inexpensive.
Just fill it full of, like, nuts and screws.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, well.
Just so it's making noise.
Yeah. I know we do have that chest, too. The trap chest.
That might be a bit obvious.
Yeah. But yeah, let's stick with the coin purse with nuts and bolts in it. And what's our plan of attack if someone does show up? Because from what I'm hearing, we might have to deal with a Morlul and a Meow Stick. I don't know what. I think they're going to come from the north. So I have a feeling they might try to run, so we should try to cut them off too.
Let's see. I have a couple of tricks to at least make them easier to hit or screw with them in a few other ways.
I'm thinking of what I might be able to do.
I'm saying if they engage us, maybe we should try to cut off each of the crossroads.
I don't know that we'll have a chance to set much up, otherwise they could be watching there at any time.
Yeah. I mean, if a battle ensues, try to get to each of the pathways.
There's a very good chance I could prevent one from running.
One is good, because even if they do get away, we can... I look at Reniel and do that.
The caltrops?
Oh no, good cop, bad cop.
Oh, okay.
Radio looks forward to Bad Cop.
We'll try to get all of them, but if we only get one of them, we can maybe get more information out.
So are we settled then?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the extent of what I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Alright, so a purse costs 5 SP, so about half a gold. Who wants to have it?
Bill.
Yeah. Who wants to spend half a gold piece?
I can.
Okay. Alright then. Since I've given you all gold, that'd be just 5, whatever your gold is, minus 1, plus 5 SP.
Yeah.
Okay, and yep.
I'm also going to, before going, return certain items, as I mentioned to you before,
Yep.
to the closet.
Alright. Gotcha. And yeah, in terms of filling it, there's plenty of just like random stuff all across the floor of both the town and the forest, so you can have it filled with plenty of jingling stuff. Heck, you could probably even ask for a few free nuts from the store you bought the purse from.
So I'm going to give it a little shake and just see if it sounds like a reasonable approximation of like coins jingling.
You give a shake, and it doesn't sound 100% like coins shaking, but it sounds close enough that you imagine that it'd be easy to fool someone. Unless they were listening really, really, really closely.
Alright. Everybody know the plan?
I'm prepared.
Alright. So, you all eventually walk back into the forest, and Harold, you're going it alone, right?
I think I'm going to sneak up first to like close to the crossroads.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Before everybody goes in, just kind of in preparation for a possible oncoming fight, Harold is going to target. I can only pick 3 for this, so I need to pick carefully. Given the situation, I think he's going to pick himself, Sergey, and Eugene, and target them with aid.
Temporary hit points, right?
So they are not temporary hit points. It's an actual your hit point maximum.
Ah, okay.
So for the next 8 hours, you feel an increase in confidence, and both your current and maximum hit points increase by 5.
All right.
Okay, so that's plus 5 HP for the lot of you. Alright, now then, first things first, Eugene, give me a stealth check to get yourself in position. You're going for a tree nearby and getting to the top of it to scout, correct?
Yeah.
Nice.
Stealth.
Okay. You managed to stealth with your way in, and you're up a tree.
All right. perched watching. And anything's I'm maybe like plugging my nose now.
Okay. Sergey, how far away from Harold are you going to be?
I need to be within range that I can react fast. I mean, this works on turns. I'm gonna probably say like 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay.
Renial will stay back 120 feet.
Oh,
And Renial is going as far away as possible.
Well, he could technically go a little bit farther, but
but
you know.
he'd be out of view.
Okay.
And Harold is going to give most of his stuff to Sergey,
All right.
unless somebody else can think of.
Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna make that 30 feet, not 40.
30? Okay.
Just a second to check which of my spells have material components. Okay, yeah, his triangle is going to be with the bag.
Okay, so he's just handing off the
So
entire bag.
basically, all he has with him right now is his scarf and the coin purse.
Okay.
Okay.
And he will warn people that in this state he cannot cast a message. Unless, I don't know, could they, like, from the shop just procure, like, a little piece of copper wire?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that way he can still cast message.
Wow. This is probably the first time that anyone has ever... In fact, oh my god, you want to know the funny thing? That costs 5 SP.
Fucking gold.
It's listed as... This is considered a component that has no cost.
Well, I'm just looking at the actual cost of copper in there.
Oh.
In terms of, like, I've got a price thing, and copper is listed as 5 silver.
I just
Get
need
like
a little tiny piece of wire, so
Yeah.
I don't need, like, a big chunk of copper ingots or anything.
Get like a copper piece and just crush it into a wire.
Put it in one of those penny pincher machines.
And a bit of a note of also what I'm doing. I am not going to look directly in any light, and cover my ears if I hear any jingling.
Okay. Alright, so you get your copper wire. This is probably one of the few times in D&D where the components actually matter.
Imagine that.
So Harold is just strutting through this forest. He is, like, holding this bag and, like, staring at it like he just hit the jackpot. He's just occasionally, like, chuckling to himself as he saunters his way down this path.
Okay. So, you walk down the path, you reach the crossroads, and as you do, I believe, yeah, Sergey and Eugene, you see, and Harold obviously, you see that the fog around Harold is starting to get thicker.
Right. I'm going to take that opportunity then to use the baton, and I'm going to have the wind blow hard to the east.
Okay. So, Harold, you're watching as this fog rolls in, and the wind suddenly picks up, blows towards the east, and the fog with it just sort of blows away. And what you see is you see a whole bunch of Pokemon.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Define a whole bunch.
You see, let me just pull up my notes. You see, along with a male Meowstick, who is sort of covering his face with his paw from the wind, and he's wearing a vest. You see 3 Mischievous, 3 Phantup, 3 Flabebe, and 3 Morilol.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
That is a lot of Pokemon.
After a moment, they notice that the fog has rushed away and that you're able to clearly see them. Harold, the Meowstick looks panicked and he yells, "Run!" Roll initiative.
Oh boy. It seems like they are...
Perennial's ready.
Wow.
Alright, the initiative tracker. I should probably put that on the screen.
And... Oh.
Alright.
Don't forget to put the link in not the chat.
Yeah, let me put it in like general.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, frick. Yeah. Alright, just give me a second. Sorry. I was putting the initiative tracker in and it ended up messing up my map.
Oh, no.
That's fine.
At least we know this time that it's Discord that was adding itself in, not actually like someone random.
Yeah.
Or Discord, OBS.
Okay. Let me fix
OBS just wants to play D&D.
Just wants to play our D&D game.
Okay, let me put this up here. Let me pull each of you out so you can put yourselves in, and then I'll give you guys the link. Okay.
I was gonna ask what Pokemon we see, but I guess we're gonna see them. Because I forgot it was like 3 Mischievous, 3 Morilol, Meowstick. I guess we're going to see them now. Oh, Owlbear, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay.
Is the password case sensitive?
I think it is,
probably.
yes.
Ah.
Loading, loading. Oh, cool.
And then we're gonna immediately start running.
Okay, you all can put yourselves... You should see yourselves on the top of the screen if you all could put yourselves where you are.
Yep, right there. And 8.
Wait, what? Oh, it's at the very top.
Yeah, it's on the very top.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I am.
Day 14.
Oh. Do you want to go before or after the Meowstick?
Before. Definitely before.
Kind of figured that.
I'm actually going to use my my dice, my destiny dice, to bump me up to 22.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And Harold, you can move your... There's an icon for you on the top screen where you can move yourself.
There's also one already on the map.
Oh, no, it's not that.
It's not that. Yeah, you've
Got
got
the very-
one on the map, and if you scroll...
Oh, for initiative. I see
Yeah.
how this works.
Yeah.
I've got basically an initiative tracker.
I see.
Okay. Alright, do you guys want to... I will give you a... Where's the timer? Here you are. I will give you 1 minute to have a tactics meeting. Starting now.
Okay, I think we should capture the meow stick.
I was planning to move up within range and use compelled duel to prevent them from running.
Yeah, I think out of everyone here, we should get him. Because
Mhm.
I think they're all just going to get away.
He's the only.
If that fails, I will try to stop him briefly with command.
All right.
All right, I think
Because
I'm just.
compelled duel should prevent him from getting out of range of me.
I'm just going to try and damage him. I'm just going to sit in this tree.
If mine lands though, then you don't want to damage him.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
So let's see. Yeah, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move a space more than 30 feet away from me.
All right.
All right.
And if
Daniel's
we
just
like
gonna-
immobilize it with command, maybe you can grapple him or something.
If we
Quick, what's Reniel going to do?
He's just gonna try to get as close as he can. He's gonna start blasting.
okay, of course.
All right.
So anyways, it started blasting.
So anyways, it started blasting. All right. Okay. So Harold. Harold. Eugene, it is your turn first. Since you're up in this tree, you are about 20 feet up.
All right, I am going to use my steady aim feature to hit the meow stick with my slingshot.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
Okay. +6, and it's advantage because of that.
You're in the wrong channel.
Oh,
Oh, I guess it worked anyway.
Huh.
Should I re-roll that, or do you
Nah.
want me to?
Nah.
Okay, well,
It's
I got
fine.
advantage anyway,
18.
so.
Again.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take the 18.
All right. The 18 hits. Roll damage.
The 6 + 4 is 9 damage.
9. All right.
And then sneak attack is another 3. Ugh.
Oh, right, because it's advantage, you get sneak attack. I was just
Yeah.
about to say, would you? Okay, and that's a total of 12, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take your slingshot and you pow him with a hit. The main hit definitely felt good, but you don't. You know what I mean. And there you are. Is that all you're going to do?
Well, I'm not allowed to move when I do that, so I'm stuck in a tree.
All right, Reniel.
All right. Raniel's gonna go right here, and he's gonna cast Firebolt on the meow stick.
Okay, give me an attack roll. That does
No.
not hit.
Ouch.
Your firebolt goes way wide. Is that all for you?
Yep.
Okay. Next, it is the fairy's turn. And as he asked, they are all going to use their full movement to book it. Let's see. Ah, whoops, that's the map. That is also the map. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine, I'll zoom in. There we are.
So much easier with the measuring tool. So now that I know that their movement is 20 feet.
Oh, I'm missing a fan. Oh, well, whatever. Alright. And that's their turn. Sergey.
Okay. I'm going to start by.
Oh, I know what happened. One of the phantom must have. Okay.
So this tree here, I'm guessing I can just move under it since.
Yeah.
Okay. moving my 30 feet, and then I'm going to use Compelled Duel on the Meowstick, which... see that again.
Alright. What is your save DC?
Let's see. It was a Wisdom saving throw. My save DC is... where is it? Oh, where is it?
Your charisma is 14, right?
Yeah.
Your DC should be 12.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep, needs to pass as 12.
Okay. Sorry about that. I ended up having to enter password. Okay, he passed.
Dang. Well, that was... if I recall correctly, that's a bonus action, so I still have another option. Gonna move all this stuff around. Darn it. Ah, of course, it's now 10 feet. I was thinking about Mud Slap, thinking like, oh, maybe blinding it would be just a good idea, but no. Nope. 10 feet. I don't think I can really do anything from here.
Okay. Alright, it is now the Meowstick's turn. Okay. So first things first, he is going to... you notice using his psychic, he pulls out this silver... he pulls out this silver thorn. And he opens up his ears, and you see... on all the ghosts around him and himself, you see a radiant shield protecting them. Attack rolls against any of the ghosts or him will be at disadvantage for until the start of his next turn.
Oh my gosh.
And that will be his action. Harold.
That's all he's gonna do?
Yeah. That he's not... you notice, in fact, you specifically noticed, after casting that, he's focusing on you guys and he's not attempting to run just yet or anything like that.
Okay. Harold is just going to speak a single word to the Meowstick. Halt. As he casts Command.
Okay.
So it needs to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, and it failed.
Okay, so on its turn, it cannot move or take actions.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Harold is going to move over next to Sergey and take his bag.
Alright, you can do that.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Now it is the Ghostie's turn. They are going to be hovering away. Hovering away. Hovering away. Hovering away. And yeah. You get it.
35 movement.
Oh, that was 35? Okay.
About this dude.
Oh,
He's-
wow, I didn't even see him there.
Hidden there.
Oh,
He's camouflaging.
that's where the missing phantom went. Okay.
Blending in.
Doesn't he have to disengage?
Yeah, it provokes a...
No, he was never there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That was an accidental token that got shifted around thanks to the mount up there. I was looking for him earlier. I didn't realize he was down there.
In lieu of an opportunity attack, you can make your enemy cease to exist.
It's probably Rhino's fault.
Oh no.
Just a question. Is this effect on the Meowstic too, where we have disadvantage on him?
Yes.
Okay.
Until the start of his next turn.
Alright. Tactics starting now.
Okay. We should just try and cut this guy off and restrain him somehow.
Yeah. Grapple
go ahead.
checks aren't it? Wait, are grapples attacks?
No, they are not.
So that's just what, a strength contest?
He can use acrobatics instead if he wants.
Right.
I should have given you inspiration. Forgot.
I'll try and cut him off. I'm pretty fast, so
You go east, Renial will go north.
I'm just gonna try to make it so he has to disengage me. Is what I mean.
Oh, I see.
I'll try.
Wait, he doesn't have options to use any actions, so he can't even.
I
Okay.
think we're in a pretty good spot,
Yeah.
honestly.
All right.
Alright. It is back to you, Eugene.
All right. So I'm gonna go down the tree, and that'll be like 20 of movement, right?
Yep.
All right. So bottom, and then I'm gonna use 10 more, and then I'm gonna use my cunning action to dash. I will go here.
Okay.
And then I'll attack him with disadvantage.
Alright.
Not gonna get sneak attack, but you know.
I mean, the hope is even land to something.
Yeah. Where's my sheet? I'm using my silver spike, so it's +6. Ah! Boom. Well, that's pretty good, but it could go really bad. Ugh! No.
Yeah. Your silver spike deflects off his vest.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was only a bonus if I actually got an attack in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My main objective was to cut him off, which I did.
Alright. Renial?
Renial's going to go right here and use a bonus action to establish a telepathic connection with the Meowstic, and he's going to say,
Are you willing to simply talk about this, or do you want to do things the hard way?
He does not answer you.
Very well.
Though,
The fun way.
since you're doing this, give me an insight check.
like, that'll mean anything, but okay.
You never know.
Ouch.
Nope.
In that case, Renial's going to say,
Very well. The fun way it is.
and then he's going to sling another firebolt.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, well, you did hit. You just didn't get a nat 20.
Yep.
Darn you, disadvantage.
1 second. Firebolt's a D10. Okay.
Oh.
8.
Okay. Alright. And is that it for you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so fairies turn next, and they're just gonna disappear. They have left the encounter, and they're no longer in initiative. Okay. And back to you, Sergey.
I'm just gonna go ahead and move up to try to grapple.
Alright. Grapple contest time. You are looking to beat 21.
Okay, then.
You got a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
I'm just a strength check.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Right. Oh, wait, yeah, is it... What?
So I believe you have proficiency in this.
Mm-hmm. So... Oh, boy. Come on.
Nope. You try and grapple him, but he was able to break your hold. Is that all from you?
That's the action. He can't move, can't act. Can't really do anything on a bonus. Dang. I don't have anything I can really just do that would make any difference. I'm starting to be effective at Kiona's rolls again. No.
Alright.
Do nothing all the time. Yeah, next.
Okay, it's his turn. The shield he has falls down. Of course, he can't use an action or move this time, but he can use a bonus action.
I actually don't believe he can.
Oh, he can't? Let me look.
No.
Let me check just to make sure.
When something says that a creature can't take actions, it also means it can't take bonus actions.
Huh. Yeah, I'll say. Okay, I'll say, sure. Alright, then never mind. He's not doing what he was going to do. So he's just going to do nothing this turn. Okay, Harold.
Okay. Just make this easier and give up already. Harold casts Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Which saves that?
Wisdom.
Alright. He failed.
Okay. Oh boy, chip damage. He took a whole 2 points of damage. Wow.
I know, is a Vicious Mockery amazing?
But he does have disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yes.
And as a bonus action, focus, Sergey. You can do this. And Sergey has Bardic Inspiration.
All right.
So, basically, once in the next 10 minutes, you can add a d6 to basically any d20 roll.
Okay. So that's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And is that it for you?
And that will be my turn, yes.
Okay. It is on the ghost turn. No point for guessing what they're doing.
Can I guess anyway?
I mean, you can, but it's pretty obvious at this point. They are now out of initiative as well. Okay. Eugene?
Okay. I am going to attack this guy with my silver spike.
Alright. You no longer have disadvantage.
Yeah. D20 plus. I'm switching between my inventory and 6. Hiya! 16.
Yeah, the hits.
Alright, so D6. I swear, I just want to like macro all this.
I mean, we could have used macros if we were to roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
So a
Yeah, but then
total
that means
of 13 damage.
Okay. Oh, wow. 8. Let's see. Why don't I wrap up my calculator?
does he have 40?
7 plus 8 is 35. Okay, he's starting to look pretty beat up.
And then with my bonus action, I'm gonna say to Sergey, he left his left open, and so you have advantage on your next hit.
Advantage of Bardic Inspiration. Wow.
Oh boy, am I just gonna?
Okay, Reniel.
All right. He's just gonna go right here and I'm feeling like a magic missile's in order.
Pew pew pew.
I guess we're just knocking this guy out at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, 3, 1, 2. Okay. I'm just gonna roll 3d4 and then add 1 to each of those.
Okay.
Or I guess I could just do +3.
Yeah, technically that would work.
13 damage.
Okay. That is that. Okay. You do that. Your magic missiles hit him and he falls to the ground.
Never mind.
Oh.
Grapple him anyway!
Yeah. Well, I think we have rope.
Well, I was useless.
Sometimes the dice be like that.
Well, he used magic missile, so the dice aren't like that.
Yeah, magic missile is one of the reliable ways to say, screw you, dice, I do what I want.
All right, so let's restrain him with the a rope. I don't think I have a rope. I think one of you guys have one.
I got rope.
Yeah, and I guess we carry him back to the guild.
This time, we're making sure we bring him back.
Yeah.
Unlike the other guy.
Okay. Alright, so what do you guys want to do? Do you want to end it off here with your triumphant taking out of this Meowstick, or do you want to keep going?
I'd be down for who do you work for?
I agree.
What is the general consensus with Quill and Doc?
I am fine with that. Yeah, I think we should take him back before we question him, because he's going to be easier to take back if he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what Sonic Link is
I
asking
see
is-
what you're saying. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
asking if you
Let us
guys want to
continue.
continue.
I'm good to continue.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Alright, so let's, first things first, let's go back to character portraits.
Could we leave Owlbear, or do you plan for another battle?
Yeah, you can leave Owlbear.
All right.
I'll probably leave it on the screen, but you can leave Owlbear.
Owlbear has been abandoned forever.
Okay. So, you have this tied up Meowstick, and you all walk into the guild.
Jeez, that must look very weird going through town with a tied up.
Yeah, you definitely got... I mean, you didn't get as many looks as you imagined, and you think that probably as they're all looking at you, they're like, oh, I guess they must have caught a criminal or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you take them into the guild, and Rion looks at you and goes, oh my goodness, what?
We thought we were
I'm pretty
supposed to
sure
bring them
this is
back.
who was behind all of it.
Oh, one of them.
There were a lot of them, but most of them ran.
Oh,
This guy seems to be the leader.
you caught them. Okay, good. I can have the guild leaders come down and we can be sure to get this guy into a cell as soon as possible.
Yeah. But do that.
Maybe ask some questions too.
He does not seem to want to talk.
I'm certain we could get something out of him.
I suppose now that he does not have much other choice, it would be easier.
Oh, you guys want
But
to talk
if
to
he
him?
does not,
Well, is that burden on us?
I mean, you're technically allowed to since you caught him.
Well, I guess we've done it before, so
Alright.
why stop, huh?
Feel free to use the guild meeting room for it. I'll inform everyone that you're in the middle of interrogation when he wakes up. Probably be a while, though.
Yeah, you have measures to prevent him from running away, right?
Yes. If he tries to run away, I'll bar the entrance.
Okay. And then, let's get this started.
Alright. So you take this. Rianne goes around the guild, sort of informing them interrogation is a process before returning back, and you take him into the meeting room and maybe tie him to a chair or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we like relieve him of all of his stuff if he was holding any?
If you relieve him of his stuff, you can. You see that he only had a defense vest on and he had a rapier. Those were the only items he had on him.
Okay. I think we could leave him untied and just kind of do this interrogation style if we can like lock doors.
I mean, there's no door. Or wait, yeah, there is. You don't notice any locks on the doors, but you did get an assurance from Rihan that she'll stop him if he tries rushing.
Okay, just to maybe not make him too uncomfortable as we interrogate him. All right, and we'll sit at the table, maybe across from him, maybe like prepping everyone to like get in certain positions. And
He is now sitting before the council.
yeah,
The
dim the
council
lights.
will decide your fate.
Dim the light so there's only like a light over him and a light over.
Have Sergey next to him just in case he looks like he tries to get up or something.
Yeah. And we'll wait for him to regain consciousness.
Okay. You may or may not be waiting a while.
Does anyone have an oranberry?
Sergey,
Oh yeah, we did this last time.
Well, still got some oranberries left, so.
Well, you don't have to do that. You can just maybe
just touch him.
lay your hand on him.
Oh, right. I guess I'll use lay on hands for 1 health.
Okay. Who knew land heads could be so good for interrogations?
No.
Okay, so you all get in position. Sergey, you lay on hands on him, and he wakes up as the healing. He snaps open his eyes. He looks around. He goes, "Where am I? What's going on?"
Relax. And you notice like last time Eugene's kind of like steeled himself. We just want to ask you a few questions. I'm pretty sure you know what about.
He's looking around, frantically looking, and he's like, "No, no, no!" And he gets up and he begins attempting to run out.
Sergey immediately tries to push him back to the chair.
Okay. This will be a grapple check. Oh my gosh.
Harold is going to turn him. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And he uses cutting words.
What does that do again?
Do I still have that inspiration?
The Meow Stick has a check.
A minus what?
A -4 to his check.
Okay. And no, you don't have the inspiration, but you won't need it probably.
Okay. Well,
It's like anti-bardic
Yeah.
inspiration.
So I forgot I didn't actually tell you. So -4. You want to beat a 2.
I
okay.
don't think he can fail.
Yeah. You could not fail that thanks to cutting words. So yeah, you were
Yeah,
easily
we
able
really
to push him back. He's like, no, you don't understand. I need to go to those children right away.
Look, you could do this tied up, unconscious, or you can get back in that seat and tell us everything.
No, you don't understand.
Explaining to us why you've been
You don't
running
understand.
around with the clog.
If I don't get to them now, they're going to become corrupted like the rest of them. I need to go.
Define corrupted.
They're going to turn even more feral than they already are. They're going to turn into dungeon Pokemon almost.
Where did you find them?
You're not going to let me go until I talk to you, are you?
That's correct.
All right. I'm going to try and make this quick, though. We don't have time. My name is...
There's a faint expression of panic on Harold's face.
My name is Maury. I'm a researcher from Ledrith. I came to this forest to investigate the mists when I found that there's... hidden in the forest, using the mist, there's a sort of society of ghost and fairy type Pokemon. All of them appear to be really young. All of them appear to be children. And they just sort of live in peace, or at least normally they do. But they are starting to become corrupted.
So
Why were you stealing from people?
I need gear, items. I need to destroy the thing that's corrupting them.
Harold is going to make an insight check. Yes.
Okay.
Please actually give me a good roll. Change. Okay, I will take that.
Okay. So, first things first. Obviously, he's panicked, but you can definitely see that he's telling the truth. He's the biggest thing you can see is that he's frantic. He's hoping to get back as soon as possible because he generally believes that those ghosts are in some form of danger.
what do they require?
Let's continue this conversation on the way.
Yeah, please. I need to go. I can calm them down and prevent the corruption, but if they're away from me too long, it'll be too late.
Let's take him with us. But
Harold's
don't
already...
try to run.
I don't think you understand the point of quick.
Yes. I don't know if this is a ploy, some sort of ploy or not.
If they're corrupted, I blame you.
Let's go.
Move-
Yeah,
we can
Randall
move
opens
fast,
the
but
door.
you're not getting out of our sight.
Harold's already heading out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you see fast walk and really determined to head towards the forest. Alright, ask your questions quick, he says as he's rushing out. And yeah, Rihan, seeing that you're following him, Rihan lets him and lets you guys go.
Okay.
How
What
long
are
have they been like this?
In what sort of way? Do you mean the corruption, or do you mean just been in the forest?
Either.
I don't know how long they've been in the forest entirely. I think these ghosts have been here... I've been here for a year. these ghosts, probably longer. I don't know when they came from or how they're there. Normally, they're very quiet, very driven on instinct almost. They act similar to Dungeon Pokemon that way, only non hostile. They just sort of mind their own business and go about their day, play with each other. That's why I call them children, because they sort of act like children.
Based on what we saw, does it look like they're physically adults?
It did not.
You said you were stealing stuff to fight something. What are you trying to fight?
A little over a week ago, some of the children, they suddenly became aggressive and started attacking. I was able to fend them off myself, but for a while we weren't sure why, and more and more kept becoming like that, until only the dozen you saw were left. I was able to at least keep that dozen using my psychic powers from turning into what they do. So it was hard to investigate, but I figured out the cause at the very least. There are these 4 strange red stones that have been placed in the forest, and they're giving off some sort of influence to the ghost, corrupting them and making them attack randomly, indiscriminately.
And so, you think if you destroy these stones, the corruption will stop?
I believe so, yes. I'm not positive since I haven't managed to, but that's why I suspect.
What's prevented you from doing so?
2 things. First, each of them has about a dozen ghosts on their side, protecting it. And they're all feral and all attacking, so sheer numbers. And second, I don't want to hurt them. I've grown close to that small settlement of ghosts and fairies, and
So
I don't
why
want to
haven't
hurt them.
So why haven't you told anyone about this?
He's silent for a moment. He says, I wanted to be the one to help them.
So you put them in jeopardy just because of pride?
This was... He grows silent and he says, okay, it's not like that.
Then what is it like?
I panicked. And I just wanted to help them the best way I could, and this was the first way I could think of.
Why not relocate the ones that were still not corrupted?
They refused to leave the forest. I've tried before in my year of spending time there researching them, and they won't leave the forest at all. They seem to be tied there for some reason.
We're going to bring you back to them, and we're going to go deal with those stones. But you have to promise you'll stay there.
I'll probably need to. Assuming the ghosts there in the village aren't corrupted, they'll need me to stay there to keep them from going over.
And if the stones really do, after being destroyed, stop them from going feral, you're still coming with us. Understand?
He grits his teeth, but he says, Fine.
Okay. Any objections, guys?
Reniel
Sounds
shakes his
good to
head.
me.
Okay.
think
We'll
we-
go to the forest then.
Okay, and that is where we'll end it off.
Cool. I think that's a better ending point than the last one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Ugh, a bit of a longer session, but
A bit.
It's okay. 3 hours is no biggie.
yeah, I've had worse.
That's kind of like an average session. We're just streaming, so it's less.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, to be fair, I've had longer as well.
Yeah.
I always misunderestimate. The funny thing is, I thought you'd get through this entire thing this session.
Oh no.
I mean, we're kind of slow when it comes to planning and stuff.
I think it was relatively on a good pace.
Yeah, it wasn't like you guys were slow or anything. It just there was more than I was expecting to happen. But anyways, next time we shall deal with the corruption. See you all then. Bye.
Oh boy.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Go
Bye.
deal with the. Gonna go deal with the Phazon.